Excel has a very powerful feature called autofill. It fills in empty cells. Let's give you a quick demonstration. If you click into any cell and type a month of the year, for example March, and enter that. If we go back onto that cell to select it, you'll notice in the bottom right corner of the actual cell is a small square. If you move your mouse pointer over that small square, when you see the black plus symbol, that means you're directly over that small handle, the autofill handle. You can grab that and pull it down, and you'll notice as I pull it down, it goes through all of the months and loops round. So if I carry on dragging that down, it's going to just do each month one after the other. Now, as well as pulling it down, you could go across the sheet as well. If I click on June, move my mouse pointer over the autofill handle, click and drag, you'll notice now it's going across the sheet. Now, when using the autofill handle, you must make sure you grab hold of the correct part of the cell. As well as doing the month, as well as using the autofill handle for filling in all of the months, you can also use it to fill in days of the week. For example, if we type in Friday and select that cell, grab hold of the autofill and pull that, you'll notice it pulls down all of the other days as well. It also mimics how you type the first one. If we had typed the first one as an abbreviation, then when you pull the fill handle, it will give you the abbreviations as well. If you type all of them in capitals or lowercase, it will mimic how you type the first one. Now, this could prove useful when you're doing things such as a job reference number. So if we type job reference number 1, if I was to use the autofill handle, you'll notice it does job reference number 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now, a common thing that people often want to do is to fill in numbers. So for example, they might type a 1 and expect the autofill to then fill in a sequence of numbers. If I grab the autofill and pull it down, you'll notice it just gives me ones, and that's because, as we saw in an earlier course, the autofill just does a copy by default. Now, this does a copy of the number 1, but you will notice that there is a little smart tag called the autofill options. If you click on that, it then says, instead of copying the cells, did you want me to fill the series? In other words, the sequence of numbers. And if I choose that option, you'll notice it does the sequence from 1 to 10. As you've seen with the months and the days of the week, there are pre-built ones in Excel. You can see here I've got on my spreadsheet quarter 1. If I was to select that cell and use the autofill to pull that across, it fills in the quarter 2, 3 and 4. The autofill handle is used many times when writing formulas. When you write a formula, you often want to copy it. Now, although you could do a copy and paste, in our example, you'll notice we've written a formula here to add up these numbers in quarter 1. If I wanted to add up the numbers for quarter 2, 3, 4 and also the totals to give us a grand total, we could also use the autofill handle by grabbing the small square, click and drag. This will copy the formula, not the numbers. When you let go, you'll notice it's now put in the correct answers for each column. One thing to bear in mind when you're using the autofill handle to pull across the sheet, you grab hold of the fill handle, click and drag. You'll notice it appears that when I start to drag to the right, it appears it's not working. Nothing will happen until you've gone over the halfway line of the cell, and then it springs into action.